Hey, Hyphen here. This is a new cannon. This is the finalized VUAG Underbarrel U-Fusion. So this is a 0.8 second, and the cannon is actually around like Y160, 170 more accurately, and it shoots all the way down to -53, and that is where the bottom barrel is. And if you look down here, you can see that there's a barrel on this side and that side. This is a toggleable thing. Well, you have to change the barrel thing. So it's not like you have to turn the cannon off when you actually do it. But it is possible. And on each side, you can 360. So for this side, if you only had this side, you can 360. You can hit all of these, and it is also possible to hit all the other sides. And also shooting over here, it's just a mirror version, so you can also 360 on that side. Right now, I have it shooting at that wall, so I have it on this side of the, oh, well, I need this. I have it on this side, so it's using that barrel right there. And if I fire the cannon, oh, it's not going to work, and you're going to see an issue with the cannon. Not an issue, but, you know, kind of some, oh, well, that actually might have worked. That toggle isn't that big of an, I'm not sure if it worked, but it'll come in and work now. Now that I broke that toggle. Yeah, so it comes over and hits, and let me just auto it real quick. So, yep, 0.8 drills. Obviously not as much as the 0.5, but still drills. And so to toggle onto the other side, what you do is you place this, and then you come in here and break all of this. All of this has to be broken, and then you need to change this guider right here. And I'll show it working on this side. Oh, well, that's nice. I fired through it. But you'll see, it'll come in and work. There we go. And so there was a lot of changes from the first video I put out. So this, you can actually put scaffolding right there. I just have this open for the video's sake. But this barrel is very different. Very, very different. So it is adjustable up here, not by a lot. You probably really won't be adjusting this like at all. Maybe you'll adjust it like going this way on this axis, but not really much adjust on this axis. It's like, I think the max is like this many blocks out, so it's not very worth it. And also you can just adjust down there anyways. So if you watch the previous video, you kind of have an idea of how this works. If you're unsure, then go watch it again. I probably didn't explain it very well, so that's probably not the best advice, but I'll explain this. So right here, I have my booster TNT and my U-Fusion power coming in from here. So it comes in, my booster TNT is aligned to the top block, so it comes in and hits this amethyst shard. And then my booster, my U-Fusion power actually, comes here and hits this chain, and it goes right here. And if you look up, there's a ton of different guiders. So the booster comes and hits the top, hits this, and comes over here. Let me just set up this barrel. So yeah, it comes in and hits and is just laying here, but it's basically there. But it has a chest alignment. And then what the what this does, the thing aligned to the chain, the U-fusion power, it comes up and hits this shard. And once it hits the shard, it comes out and it hits this. And so that means, and then it comes and hits this. So that means that it's kind of like this, a little bit like this. So it gets velocity going this way, and it gets velocity going down. So it comes in. And that's why this guider is here down here. So it stops, so it comes down, and then it wants to do its X and Z, and it does its X and Z, and it basically just stays right where I want it to. Then next, what comes in is your power from right here. So my power comes in, and it's aligned right here, so it just sticks right here, goes up and hits this shard, and so it's a little bit higher, but it's also aligned directly underneath of the booster. And then finally, your hammer and sand come and reach this point, triangle off, hit this chain, and it comes up and hits the lantern. And then after hitting the lantern, it comes in, bam, bam, and hits even further underneath. So you kind of have a situation like this. Booster, U-fusion power, power, projectile. And then if you watch the video, you understand how it works, or somewhat understand how it works, and it goes down and does its thing. And that's the barrel. It can probably be improved upon. Like, I do not doubt that it can be improved upon greatly, actually. But this was what I worked out, and I really think this is good enough for any application that I would need. And so the cannon is a little bit expensive on TNT. It's a little bit more TNT than your standard U-fusion, but it's not that much more. Most of the extra cost comes from this booster and this U-fusion power, because it's more U-fusion power than most U-fusions have, and then it's also has an additional 45 booster TNT twice. So it's an extra 90 TNT. And this has all toggles. I'm not entirely sure if they're safe. They should be safe. Except, oh, I didn't make toggles for this, but I'll do that later. But the cannon functions, it APs in slab bus too. And I would say the one big flaw with this cannon is that it kinda has a dead spot in front, but that's only if you have that's only if these barrels aren't made farther out. Like, if you set your barrel right here, you technically would be adjusting into your cannon. Obviously, you'd have a bottom layer, so you'd be adjusting off that. So you can actually hit everything around you. So if you would want to raid with one of these, it's totally possible, and it has the other benefit of not having to, like, you don't have to worry about, oh shit, you don't have to worry about like 0.5s, which is a big issue with U-fusions, is you will get shit on basically with 0.5s, especially if you don't have a lot of walls, because most U-fusions are like this low anyways, so the 0.5, like the super quick build, like by the VUAGs 0.5, will just get into it way too fast, and it's really hard to defend. But you really only have to worry about buffer counters with this thing, or if someone goes and sets up a bigger side counter. So yeah, pretty cool cannon. This took me a little bit to make, but I think there is a lot to improve upon with this concept. I think if people keep working at it, or if I keep working at it, it will become something that's definitely plausible on Complex and other faction servers. Additionally, I would like to say that this concept is probably really good for buffer counters, because you have a low cost on this, but you do get a lot of adjust, especially if you find a good ratio. So if you find a good ratio for these, like that uses maybe like 300 power for the bottom U fusion power, it can totally be plausible for buffer counters, and you can have it 360. So it's really nice. So you can kind of have you might be able to have two of these. If you make this adjust further, you can set two of them to adjust at the same Y, but you'd have to have a lot more, like, obviously you'd have to have a ton more of this.